Hello everyone, I am Kevin Dwayne and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to discuss whether or not the cleaning industry is still a good business to be a part of. And the answer is yes, of course. It's definitely a good business to be a part of. It's an excellent industry for many reasons. First being, it's a great business for a new entrepreneur to be a part of because the barriers of entry are relatively low. So someone that doesn't have an extensive amount of business experience could do quite well in the cleaning industry, and that's whether that's commercial or whether that's a house cleaning business. You could do quite well. It's all about your marketing. It's all about how you establish yourself and how you build rapport and build trust with both customers and employees. And if you do both of those well, your business will essentially just take off on its own. So let's talk about the business. First of all, the cleaning industry is excellent because it's a booming economy right now. It's been booming for many years now. The stock market is pretty much at all-time highs, record highs right now. So the economy is doing very well, which means that people have disposable income at large for cleaning services, commercial businesses, as well as homeowners as well. They need their homes clean, and because everyone is busy now trying to keep up with the economy. Everyone is busy working many hours, and a lot of people, even middle class, are working second jobs, and just with day-to-day life, a lot of people just don't have the energy or time to clean their own home. So right now is probably one of the best times I've ever seen in the history of my being in this business. As far as being in it, this is the best time I've ever seen as far as getting started. So even back in the early 2000s and mid 2000s, when the economy was doing quite well, then before the Great Recession, it was fantastic because we did quite well on multiple fronts. But now it's even better than that, probably 5 to 10 times over. So yes, it's a great time to be an entrepreneur in the cleaning industry. So just diving into it a little bit further, a few different reasons that I'm going to state why the cleaning industry is a fantastic business for an entrepreneur to be a part of, especially a new entrepreneur. So first of all, the barriers to entry are quite low. Now, when I say the barriers of entry are quite low, don't get that misconstrued, because oftentimes what happens is that, especially with the mom and pop operation, people have this misconception that you could just go to a dollar store and buy brooms, mops, and buckets, and off-the-shelf cleaners and a couple rags, and you have all the essential tools that you need to be in the business. And that's just simply not true. A lot of the off-the-shelf products, they just simply don't work for commercial use, or they don't work over time. So what happens is that over time you end up wasting your money going the cheap route when you can just buy real commercial grade products and real commercial grade supplies. Then they tend to last longer, and also the client knows, and they come with the appropriate SDS sheets as well. So that's something that you probably really don't want to cut corners with if you're coming into this business. But with that being said, if you're a newbie and you are bootstrapping your business for the first time, then here and there on occasion you may run out of something, and you may need to run out somewhere and get some supplies or equipment really cheap. So there are occasions where that's necessary. Now, the first reason, or second reason I should say, why the cleaning industry is a great business is because you can have multiple customers in different industries. So they're not all interrelated to one another, which means that if you lose one customer, you still have potentially have other customers that you can fall back on. So oftentimes when you're looking at a large, like, manufacturing company, for example, sometimes they have one primary customer, or they may have only one customer. Now, albeit that customer could be generating millions of dollars in revenue for them, but if they shut down or if they go away or whatever the case may be, then that company is essentially out of business, because the likelihood of finding a new contract that could replace a multi-million-dollar contract like that is far and few between, and it's actually just not likely going to happen, which is going to put that business out of business essentially. So with the cleaning industry, you have multiple customers, and they're not related. So again, if one goes out of business, one goes under, you lose one for whatever reason, then you still have other customers that could keep you afloat. What I tell my coaching clients is that I believe that you should be on both sides of the fence, which means you should be on the commercial side as well as the residential side with your business. And the reason why is because when a commercial opportunity presents itself, there is a larger dollar amount on average as far as revenue is concerned, which sometimes means more revenue, but not all the time. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Now, why I say you should have commercial and residential is because with a commercial client, it depends on your terms. The average terms are going to be 30 to 45 days as far as payment, as far as your net invoice is concerned. Sometimes 60 or 90 days, which means you have to float a lot longer before you're receiving a payment from that customer. Now, if you have a mix where you have, let's say, 75 commercial, 25% residential, with a residential customer, you're often going to receive that payment the same day, which is going to keep your cash flow flowing. So that's why I say you should have both residential and commercial clients. Okay, so it just kind of balances out your business, because often when you're trying to grow and trying to scale and you're only doing commercial, you're gonna have some growing pains that you were not expecting to have, and they could be very tough growing pains. And we can mitigate that, if you can control that. But you just have to do things the right way, and the first way to do that is to make sure that you have a mix of both commercial and residential customers. Another reason that the cleaning industry is great right now is because you have a lot of people who are coming into the business, and it feels like saturation on the outside, but this is the catch to it. Because you have so many people trying to come into the business, they actually end up failing fast, because it's not what they expected it to be. When people come into this business, they think it's easy money, they think it's quick money, they think the business is easy because it's just, how hard can it be to clean? Because they're only focusing on the cleaning side, and they're not thinking about the business. And the word business is definitely longer than cleaning. So when you don't have all your ABCs in order, it's going to fall apart. And that's oftentimes what happens when people think that because it is a low barrier to entry, they think it's an easy business. So that's the misconception, and that's where a lot of people get caught up. So if you are an established company, or even if you're new and you have all your ducks in order and everything about your operation just screams professionalism, whether you're a one-man operation or whether you have 25 employees, it really doesn't matter. It's all about how you set up your business and how you present yourself to the client, because they don't know most of the time. They usually only know by the references that you present to them, the quality of references that you present to them. They kind of gauge where you are in your business versus whether you're a newbie, whether you're servicing smaller businesses, whether you're a large business and you're servicing big name customers. So oftentimes they try to gauge where you are reference wise, because that's the only barometer in which they could kind of judge what kind of clients that you service. So that's that. As it relates to the kind of quality of service that you're going to provide and how you're going to set up your business, that's going to set you apart from somebody that's just trying to hurry up and get started in a business, and they're just running out, grabbing stuff off the shelves. They don't have appropriate uniforms. Their vacuums are halfway breaking down. They don't have the appropriate supplies to stock in the closets of the business. And like I said, these customers are, they're intuitive and they want to know what's going on, and they check things out. And if they see that you're, just teeter-totting on professionalism, it's likely that they're not going to do business with you in the first place, or they're going to give you a shot, but you're going to fail anyway because you don't have all your ducks in a row. So that's the individuals. I'm referring to individuals that are just jumping into the business without doing any homework and just oversaturating the market, what appears to be oversaturation. So what I'm getting at is that because you have so many people entering the business, it gives you an opportunity, because when you present yourself in front of a client, you're going to have everything in order. Your business is going to be of utmost professionalism, and it's going to dramatically set you apart from the entrepreneur who's just jumped into the business. So that's why I say having a lot of people coming into the industry and basically oversaturating the market, it gives you an opportunity if you're a professional in your business. So that was a concept that I learned early on from another entrepreneur, and I couldn't quite put it together and how that would be beneficial until I saw it in action, and then I understood what that meant. That just because it's a lot of people that are entering the business, it doesn't mean that everybody's professional and everybody's doing great business. So that's a principle that I want to pass off to anybody that's getting started, or if you're established as well. So if you don't have all your ducks in a row, you probably want to get everything in line, especially if you find yourself stuck and you're not growing. You probably need to reevaluate your processes. So finally, with that being said, there are particular markets there's a particular market that a lot of people who are in this business that simply do not tap into it, and it's right in their face. But if you are offering additional services along with your cleaning business, you can generate additional revenue right in front of you. The revenue is right there. But oftentimes entrepreneurs, they're just focusing on the cleaning itself. But if you've been in this business for a while, then you know what I'm talking about. You know that if you build a rapport and your clients really trust you, they're going to come to you and they're going to ask you, do you know someone that takes care of pest control? Do you know someone that can remove our snow? Do you know someone that could do our landscaping? Because you are the vendor that they're going to see most oftentimes, more than likely, because you're providing a cleaning service. And that's a service that's being repeated on contract every day or every week or what have you. But on average, that customer is going to see you more than any other vendor. So if you're doing a great job and you're building relationships like you're supposed to in this business, then you're going to build their rapport, and they are going to come to you asking you if you know anybody that can provide additional services. And then that's where you come in and you can create some type of partnership or build some type of alliance with another company that provides that service that customer is asking you about. And there are ways where you can make money from that transaction, and that's one of the things that I teach my coaching clients on how to do. So again, the cleaning industry is one of the best businesses that you could possibly be a part of. As far as profits, it generates great profits if you're doing things the right way, especially if you're independent and you're not doing business as a franchise owner, which, depending on the franchise, you can still make a significant amount of money as well, but you have to be with the right franchisor. So that's a whole different conversation, and I'll make a video about that soon too. So again, it's a fantastic business for anybody that's trying to get into it, and for those who are already in it, you're in it for a reason, and then it's a great business. But if you're not growing, or if you're not seeing the profits that you believe you should be making, then you probably need to evaluate your processes. So I hope this video helped out a lot of people, and you were able to retrieve some information from this video that you can apply to your business. And again, I anticipate on creating a lot of videos this is what I decided I'm going to be doing moving forward, is passing on my knowledge, and hoping that others have success and help others avoid a lot of common pitfalls in this business. So again, thanks for watching, and I appreciate you, and have a good one.